Hundun, 2019. 5 artist statements about the photograph. Hundun, 2019. 8x10, C-type print, read through computer AI, produced by Ou Lin. Artist statement 1. Hundun, 2019. Hundun in Chinese folklore represents a chaotic state at the beginning of the universe. It is also a spiritual metaphor for disorder in the natural laws and for internalized aggression. The materials are essential to the creation of this work. Smoke and water are the only materials used in this imagery. The result is the embodiment of uncertainty. All elements in these images are made coincidentally. The potential possibilities of imagination are opened up in this body of work. Its chaotic randomness reveals to the audience an alternative universe while disguising its construction. With the conversations and questions of time, space, and cosmology, human beings always create different mythologies to visualize the infinity of our universe's beginning. Hundun symbolizes such chaos. Hundun utilizes a unique iconography to build emotional connections to primal states. Synesthesia and experimental knowledge are also involved in Hundun's creation. Artist statement 2. Hundun, 2019. Hundun reflects the artist's own catharsis of gender constraints and can be seen in the fluid forms in which the subject is molded. The body is made to seem infinite with unidentifiable beginnings and endings. In Hundun, the artist has incorporated objects that distort, such as blown glass and mirrors, to assist in abstracting forms to a deeper level, placing an emphasis on ambiguity and anonymity. Naked bodies appear as genderless objects and are freed of objectification. Their facelessness allows the audience to appreciate the power of the flesh by neutralizing the anxiety of comparison. Through the abstraction of the human form, the artist aims to give an unconventional expression to contemporary issues of gender, sex, and identity. These key themes are explored through the warping, abstraction, and contortion of the photographic image, and in turn draw attention to the emotional and physical complexities of gender identity. Artist statement 3. Hundun, 2019. Hundun explores the remnants of the Rwandan genocide. In 1994, a few weeks after the end of the genocide, the artist leaves for Rwanda, where the artist takes pictures. Instead of cameras, the artist used a 50-meter-long roll of photographic paper contained in a light-proof cardboard box. Light gradually leaked in at the seams of the box, and the photographic exposures were made by unrolling lengths of light-sensitive photographic paper in the hot sun, attempting to do justice to events and encounters which on many levels cannot be understood, nor represented. Hundun is what cannot be apprehended nor represented, yet what is most sensitive and intimate to the subject, what survives in waiting. Hundun points towards a failure of representation, a failure which sustains artists' engagement with the subject matter of genocide. It is this failure of representation, undeniable when it comes to the traumatic visual culture of atrocities. In the artist's visual and material strategies dealing with atrocities, the artist has made a point to avoid the too easy and banal trappings of empathy which are inevitably attached to the pathos of visual suffering, thus disarming the compulsive identification with the victim which drives the audience faced with representations of atrocities. Artist statement 4. Hundun, 2019. Hundun creates abstract calligraphic forms. The artist pioneered a practice based on continuous experimentation with the concept of the word form, which combines in the photo the use of shapes, colors and forms to achieve visual effects that allude to written words. The artist used anthropomorphic shapes, symbols and forms of writing to reveal the nature of linguistic traditions, displacing habitual understanding and integrating language into the fabric of conceptual thinking. Words such as sadness, prostration, pain, but also love, affection and desire, are among the terms widely used in artists' symbolic statements, becoming quintessential features of artists' practice. Hundun describes a scene that, although abstract, can be pictured by the audience. The overall effect is a dramatic impression of the subject matter which blurs the boundaries between abstraction, figuration and language. The artists address philosophical or metaphysical themes in Hundun. Linguistic meaning is presented on the pictorial plane to be discovered in anthropomorphic forms. Defeat functions at the boundary between visual and verbal forms of expression. Artist Statement 5. Hundun, 2019. Drawing on scientific research. Hundun by the artist considers historical representations of schizophrenia and contemporary insights into the condition achieved through the use of virtual reality. Hundun draws on an experimental treatment known as avatar therapy, in which those living with schizophrenia can speak to their persecutors in a digital world, guided by first-person accounts and a collaborative drawing exchange. The artist's work has been shaped by conversations with scientific partners including Anil Seth at the Sackler Center for Consciousness Science and Chris Frith, Emeritus and Professor of Neuropsychology, UCL, to explore the current studies and thinking on the condition. Pursuing the artist's ongoing fascination with how an individual's biography embodies history, the artist takes Victorian surgeon James Miranda Barry as artist's narrator. Barry was the Inspector General of military hospitals, making significant reforms to institutions then known as asylums, and the treatment of so-called lunatics. Barry travels in time to become an avatar with the ability to cure